thank you for coming. My name is Jed.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Tia.
I'm Connor.
I'm Paloma.
And we are Grease Guard. We're so excited to share our product with you today. Now, show of hands, who here has eaten pizza in the last 2 weeks? Well, for those of you that haven't, we actually have pizza in the back today, in case some of you want some.
Bravo.
But me too. Over 3 billion pizza boxes are used and sold every year in the U.S. alone. Now, I want to introduce you guys to our friend, Fred. Fred is a pizza box from Remember Charlotte's here in Barrington, and he's being delivered to a party. On the 10-minute drive there, he accumulates a ton of grease on himself. And after all the pizza inside has been eaten, one guy at the party has the responsibility of disposing of Fred, but he hesitates whether to recycle him or throw him out. But it's cardboard, right? So it should be recycled. Well, because out of 131 people we surveyed, 62% agreed that they recycle their pizza boxes no matter what. But after a little bit of research, we found out that any grease and cheese on a pizza box actually contaminates it and makes it unrecyclable. I think if you pay attention next time, you'll notice that grease is most likely on the box. Not only does this contaminate just the box, but also entire bins and shipments of recycling, which can be sent back, and that causes a loss of money, time, and energy for these recycling companies. And since these things should be recycled, but they're not being recycled, it hurts our efforts against climate change. So after figuring out our problem, we interviewed pizza restaurants, pizza consumers, and recycling companies. And we started to think of a solution where the pizza restaurants would pay for it, it would benefit the recycling companies, but most importantly, easy to use for the consumers, and that they would actually throw it out. So I want to introduce you to our other friend, Bob, except Bob has the help of Grease Guard, which is our solution to the worldwide problem of grease contamination in recycling. Grease Guard is a grease-absorbent sheet made from butcher paper attached to a mesh liner that goes right inside the pizza box.
So how it works is simple. The pizza workers open up the empty pizza box and then put Grease Guard inside. And then put the fresh pizza on top. And then after it's delivered to you, you eat the pizza and then you discard a Grease Guard through the garbage, and then you recycle the clean pizza box. By doing this, you are creating less of this and more of this. So we found 3 main competitors when formulating our idea. First one is Perfect Pizza Crust Liners. So they share a lot of similar qualities to Grease Guard. However, they're pretty overpriced, and they focus on making the pizza look more visually appealing through the liner rather than capturing grease. And the second one is Wave Flute Liners. They're pretty decently priced, although they focus on making the pizza more crispy through their liner, and they don't address the grease problem. And number 3 is My Pizza Protector. They're also pretty decently priced, but they don't solve the same problem that Grease Guard solves. So Grease Guard is better because first, we protect the pizza box from grease and cheese contamination, allowing it to be recyclable. And number 2, Grease Guard helps maintain a crispy pizza crust by allowing airflow through the liner. And number 3, Grease Guard is super convenient to use because of its simplistic fashion. So our target customer segment is pizzerias, and we intend to sell to them through a direct channel, which is our website, to eliminate confusion and have them order Grease Guard in one spot. And say hello to Brian. Brian is the owner of local pizza place Remember Charlotte's here in Barrington. Brian is super involved in the community and loves to volunteer. Brian works hard to make sure his customers are heard, and but he also just doesn't want to pay for customers to be able to recycle their pizza boxes. But if Grease Guard gives Brian the reputation of having a restaurant that allows his pizzas to be fresher and crispy and environmentally conscious, then Brian will totally be interested because he knows that Grease Guard will help him attract more customers.
Each unit includes 500 sheets. Per unit is $75, which each sheet costs 15 cents, which for 500 equals $75 total. And our costs per unit is $60, the mesh being 10 cents and the grease protectant sheet being 2 cents. And our gross profit margin would be 19.7%. If we take the $75 and the $60, that would give us 15, which would give us the 19.7%. And for our market size, our TAM is $148.5 million, which for all pizza places in America buying 36 units a year. And our SAM is $3.2 million, which is the revenue of pizza places in Illinois buying 36 units a year. And our MS is 33,750. Since we think we can reach 100 customers within a year, 25% conversion rate of these customers, we would have 15 customers buying 36 units a year. For free, our emails, we would send out 100 emails to local pizzerias. And for something that we would be paid would be 100 business cards that we would be giving out to pizza places for them to be able to contact us about our product. And then in between free and paid, we have social media because we would have paid promotion and free advertising. And something else that we would have paid would be email list. We would have an email distributor to pizzerias to get around pizzeria places in the U.S. Our marketing plan, our first tactic is social media such as Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. That would be a total of 360 per month. We have not yet started social media advertising, but we will soon. And our second tactic is email list, which is $180 for 100 emails. We would email 1,000 pizzerias for $300. Our third tactic would be our business cards, which is $17 for 100 cards. For our gross profit, our total revenue is $33,750, which we subtracted our cost, which is $27,112. And for our number of units, our first month we had three customers, and we were increasing each month one customer.
All right, so we have two MVPs. We have our landing page, and we also have our Wizard of Oz MVP. First, I'll be talking about the landing page. So our landing page is pretty much just our website, which promotes our company and our product, and that involves a couple different links on our website, and that has a link to either order a free sample, schedule a meeting with us, and there's also a link to view a list of pizza companies who incorporate Grease Card in their business. So our experiment is going to consist of us sending out emails to pizza consumers and also pizza restaurants, which are our customers. And that the link of our website will be attached to the email. So from our customers, we are looking to see if they will either schedule a meeting or order free samples. And when they schedule a meeting or order a free sample, that'll give us a better gauge of their interests in our company. And from our consumers, we are looking to see if they'll actually click on that link to view the list of pizza companies that incorporate Grease Card in their business. But since we don't have that list yet, they will just put in their email, and that email will be sent to us. And then once we have that list, we'll then send them the email. So the cost for this MVP is going to be about $180, and that's for a 500 email list, and that is the email list of some pizza restaurants in Illinois. Since we don't have, since for our consumers there's no price, it's just going to be our families and friends and their friends for now, because we're going to be emailing out to. So what we're testing for this MVP in our business model is our customer segments, and we're going to be seeing if we're targeting the right customers by the amount of interest we find from the links and the free samples and meetings they schedule. And we'll also be testing our unique value proposition to see if our solution intrigues our customers and consumers. So we plan on sending out the emails at the end of February and hopefully collecting our results by the end of March.
So our second MVP is our Wizard of Oz MVP, which basically means we're creating a sort of like illusion that we have a real manufactured product, when in reality it's just me and my team creating the Grease Guard liners. So our experiment, what we're going to be testing is we're going to be putting our actual Grease Guard liners inside of the pizza boxes and sending it out to real consumers at pizzerias to seeing how it can function in a real business place as well as how the consumers react. So what we're looking for from pizza consumers is they're going to scan a QR code that's going to be placed on a custom sticker on the outside of the pizza boxes containing Grease Guard liners. And they're going to be able to fill out a quick survey saying how they like Grease Guard, the functions of it, and the benefits to the environment it has. And the incentive for filling out this survey is they're going to be entered in a raffle to potentially win a free pizza. And then for our pizza restaurants, what we're looking for is we're just seeing how it functions in an actual business place, if it can withstand the pizzas and on a busy Friday night. So our costs, so for 500 sheets, it's gonna be $269, and that's $60 for the butcher paper, $101 for the plastic mesh liner, and then $18 for glue. And then for the stickers that are gonna be placed on the box, that's gonna be $25 for the link stickers. And then we're gonna be custom making them with stamps that are about $40, and then overall about $25 for shipping. And what we're testing, for our customers, we're testing to see if they would continue to purchase GreaseGuard and would like to keep using it, and if they think the benefits are worth the cost. And then for the consumers, we're just seeing if they liked GreaseGuard, how it was in the box, how it went, and if they like the benefits that it brings. And then for UVP, which is our unique value propositions, we're seeing that if what GreaseGuard offers puts us ahead of our competition and if it's really worth the environmental benefits. Finally, for our solution, we're just seeing if it can actually work in a business place. So our timeline, we're hoping to start making the liners in the middle to end of February and actually getting them to the pizzerias by the beginning of March. So in total, we're asking for $470, and this is for both of our MVPs to be put in place, as well as our business cards for if we have meetings with any of the pizzerias.
During this 10-minute presentation, 57,676 pizza boxes were sold. That's 376 trees.
Wow.
Be the change in global warming one box at a time.
Great job making us all hungry, first of all, and, but also raising our sense of when we do eat, we want it to be good quality, so that we don't want our food to be greasy and soggy. So you nailed that part. Okay, so my question is why you want to have customers, end users, eaters like us be part of your customer outreach? What did you learn in your interviews that suggested that's just as important as the business of pizzeria owners?
All right, yeah, for sure. So once like we sell them to like the pizza restaurants and like they're using it in their products, so like if they're like putting in their pizza boxes, if we don't have the customers who like want to use them and like actually want to find out like the restaurants who are using their product, then they might not take the time to take out a GreaseGuard, put it in the trash, and then it wouldn't be recyclable.
And adding on to that, when we interviewed, I believe it was Primo's, they said that the price of an actual liner, it's like pretty expensive for them just to like have an environmental benefit. So if the consumers aren't like looking for that benefit, they're not gonna wanna buy it.
Okay, so I thought I heard also that having the GreaseGuard gives a byproduct that it makes the product better. The pizza integrity, the eating quality is better. I would just encourage you to think about that, because as an end user, as an eater, the reason I ordered the pizza is because I want to eat a good pizza. So whatever helps that packaging to get me to a good eating experience, I'm all for. Not that I'm not for the environment, but that's not my first motivation for a pizza, perhaps.
Building on that, I was going to suggest that maybe to raise awareness, you all think about testing out a sticker that could go on that says, this pizza box has GreaseGuard. You can, something that is catchy, protects your pizza. You can remove it and recycle your box. I didn't hear that, but maybe I missed that. Then I've got a second question. You guys address that?
Yeah, we were planning to make a sticker, wasn't that?
Yeah.
I didn't
I heard
catch
that.
I heard the sticker on the survey, but that's great. I'm sorry if I'm sorry.
It was
if I
gonna have
missed
the
Just
QR
something
code.
so that they know
Yeah.
that it's
What
there
they're
and how to
looking
use
for.
it.
Yeah.
My second question goes to, you mentioned a couple what I think are great outlets, the Primos and the Remember Charlottes. I just want to understand a little bit more about kind of the blast out. You talked about like business cards and trying to reach a lot of pizzerias versus in this stage maybe narrowing it more to some of these family-owned people who are not a big franchise, but we've got a number of these family-owned pizzerias that have multiple outlets that rather than a blast out, you can consider being a little bit more targeted and maybe get someone to buy in a little bit more, the Moretti's of the world, the Primos of the world, the Rosati's of the world, where you've got these family-owned, but they have more than one place, just to save some of your time and maybe give you some more targeted feedback. Just a thought on that.
And I think that's good to flesh out some of these high-level details details, because the way that each pizza restaurant has a proprietary, their box, what they put under the pizza, if anything, all of that is, kind of goes into what they do, and, you know, some may be more willing than others to change that subtle thing at the bottom of the pizza. But I think you're answering the question, you know, how much is it worth to the buyer and to the seller that what they're doing is, you know, is certifiably better for the environment. And those last two slideshows, those last two slides with the, you know, with the message on it, maybe that's your message on the sticker.
Yeah.
And maybe that sticker is better served on that grease guard thing versus on the outside of the box, because people are more likely to see it there, because that's where they're grabbing their pizza and
Right,
lamenting the fact that they missed the last piece and all of that, and so that may be that message, I think, is a pretty compelling message.
Good point, this is really powerful.
Couple questions related to what the existing solutions already do. Have you been able to validate how they perform in the real world? Is there any way you can test that out to have like a benchmark for what you're trying to do better?
So yeah, we actually talked to Sergio's, and they said they were using one of the competitors, was My Pizza Protector.
Okay.
And he said like he likes to use them a lot, but he can only use them for his deep dish pizzas because they're just so expensive for him to keep buying from those pizzas.
We also ordered a different, like a free sample from some of the other ones, and we're like gonna try that out, like order pizza and put it in when it's like fresh.
Yeah, I would encourage you to do that early on in the process, because the last thing you want to do is have an inferior product for the same solution.
Yeah.
The other thing, building off of what was just discussed about your value proposition, if it's really about an ESG angle, like environmental, social governance angle, which is great, it's great positioning, you could probably put a dollar number on the cost to society from having greasy pizza boxes. You've already done some of the legwork. You already know what the inputs are. You know how many boxes there are. You could pretty easily figure out what the value of that box is in the recycled market. Not I can help you with that. And you know, you do some hand waving and some magic math and put a number on it, and that can be part of the pitch.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really important part. I think you kind of, I think, have two, you need the customer, because the customer has to pay more, and the pizza guy is not going to put it in there unless he can charge more to cover the cost for it. So you kind of have to create the market for it, and I guess kind of the kind of thought that I had was something along the lines of, would you pay an extra dollar to save a tree? Use our, extra dollar for a pizza to save a tree or something like that, to try to maybe, and most people would. So I think you've got it's a really interesting product, and but I think you also have a really interesting challenge to try to figure out how to get to that point where you're going to be able to communicate with those pizza makers, so they know it's worth it to increase the cost of their product.
And actually, Michael, you bring up an interesting point that I think we're all kind of playing a part of. If anyone ever has bought anything electrical, an appliance of some sort, or just about anything, inside, along with the instructions, is a congratulations, you just purchased a blah, blah, blah. It's giving you a pat on the back, an attaboy, attagirl for making a smart choice. Now, this is just pizza. You want to let them know that because they purchased this, Grease Guard has protected their pizza to remain tasty. But you also made a smart choice and you helped save a tree. Thank them. And maybe that's the sticker that's attached to the bottom of things. So as they finish the pizza, it's that point of memory or where it's the most relevant. And so maybe they'll remember then, it's like, I want to stick with this pizza company because they're doing smart things to make my product deliver better to me, but also it makes me feel good because I'm doing something that's hopefully sustainable
30
and
seconds.
environmentally friendly.
As I eat 3 pounds of cheese.
Right. It's vegan cheese. It's not dairy cut.
All right, do we have a number here?
Could you put that up again? Let's see what you're spending your money on. Or want to spend your money.
4 seconds.
Yeah.
And spending it how?
That's for the MVP for the landing page, the MVP for the actual like liners being put in the boxes and business cards.
Oh, boy. Because I think the more you can put into the product, and Diane's got a great point of, we've got lots of pizza families that have multiple outlets there. I'd rather you spend your money on, we're gonna give you a dozen complimentary, we're gonna come back later. I mean, I think the QR code to get a sense of the survey was the product better, so you can demonstrate, you can have evidence to these owners. Might be stronger use.
I would imagine the landing page is how you're gonna collect the information from the people that are scanning the QR code.
Mhm.
That's where it takes you.
Mhm.
I'm fine with the amount, I don't think you need the business cards.
Okay.
I'd rather you see you put it into product
Okay.
and stickers or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Put your website
Yeah.
address on the,
On the product.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get anywhere with the franchise until you have a proof of concept.
Yeah.
470?
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay, great, good job.